Welcome to Reading the Bible with Pastor. Today we're on Genesis 18, starting at verse 22. We read last time that God was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah for their wickedness. And we see that Abraham wants to save the cities there in Sodom and Gomorrah. Why? Well, because Lot, his nephew, resides there. We'll begin reading with verse 22. So the men turned from there and went towards Sodom. But Abraham still stood before the Lord. Then Abraham drew near and said, Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and not spare it for the 50 righteous who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to put the righteous to death with the wicked, so that the righteous fare as the wicked. Far be it from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just? And the Lord said, If I find at Sodom 50 righteous in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake. At the beginning here we see that it's the Lord and the two angels have gone off to the city. And here Abraham begs for the sake of 50 within the city that it not be destroyed. Abraham answered and said, Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord, who I am but dust and ashes. Suppose 5 of the 50 righteous are lacking. Will you destroy the whole city for the lack of 5? And he said, I will not destroy it if I find 45 there. Again he spoke to him and said, Suppose 40 are found there. He answered, For the sake of 40 I will not do it. Then he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. I will speak. Suppose 30 are found there. He answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. He said, Behold, I have undertaken to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. He answered, For the sake of 20 I will not destroy it. Then he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. And I will speak again, but this once. Suppose 10 are found there. He answered, For the sake of 10 I will not destroy it. And the Lord went his way when he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. Again, Abraham is trying to spare the cities because of his nephew Lot. He wants to save his life, and he bargains with the Lord, and the Lord accepts him. But we find in chapter 19 that the Lord still sets out to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, but God rescues the family of Lot. The two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them and bowed himself with his face to the earth and said, My lords, please turn aside to your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may rise up early and go your way. Lot here sees that they are angels sent from the Lord and wants to treat them in service and give them service to them. They said, No, we will spend the night in the town square. But he pressed them strongly, so they turned aside to him and entered his house. And he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old, all the people to the last man, surrounded the house. And they called to Lot, Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them. That is the biblical to know someone, that is to have sex with them. Lot went out to the men at the entrance, shut the door after him, and said, I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly. Behold, I have 2 daughters, who have not known any man. Let me bring them out to you, and do to them as you please. Only do nothing to these men, for they have come under the shelter of my roof. Here, it is quite common in the Middle East that visitors into your household are protected. And here Lot is protecting these angels that have come to his house. But he does something a little less than righteous, little less than right. He attempts to send his 2 daughters to protect the 2 men who come to his house. This is not a good decision. It's kind of saying the lesser of 2 evils. He should have just shut the door and let the crowds be. But they said, Stand back. And they said, This fellow came to sojourn, and he has become the judge, meaning he he is a visitor here, and now he has become somebody of authority? Now we will deal worse with you than with them." Then they pressed hard against the man Lot, and drew near to break the door down. But the man reached out their hands, and brought Lot into the house with them, and shut the door. And they struck with blindness the men who were at the entrance of the house, both small and great, so that they wore themselves out groping for the door. Then the men said to Lot, "Have you anyone else here, sons-in-laws, daughters, or anyone who you have in the city? Bring them out of the place. For we are about to destroy this place, because the outcry of its people has become great before the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it." So here the Lord has listened to Abraham and understands that Lot is his family, and is attempting to save Lot's family here by drawing them out of the city. So Lot went out and said to his sons-in-laws, who were to marry his daughters, "Up, get out of this place, for the Lord is about to destroy the city." But he seemed to his sons-in-law to be jesting. Here we see that Lot is trying to get his family out. His sons-in-law of the areas of Sodom think he's joking and don't do anything. And we'll pick up with verse 15 in chapter 18 and see what happens to Lot and his family and to Sodom and Gomorrah. As always, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do that, and like and comment so that we can continue to get more videos out to others.